So in a lot of things that I wasn't aware of, Zombie Army 4 Dead War came to Steam recently after its Epic Game Store one-year exclusive deal had ran out. Oh god. Oh god. This video is sponsored by the coldest water. Honestly, with the pandemic and me personally making the attempt to be healthier, having a bottle of water this size has really helped me to start drinking more water as opposed to soda. I've made it my personal goal to drink at least one full bottle a day, and it's honestly helped me cut down on tossing out water bottles every day at my morning job. It's really great having my drink cold throughout my whole work shift and my ice being completely unmelted. Not to mention it keeps your drinks cold for up to 36 hours, which really helps for this blazing hot summer. It also gives me that comfort knowing that I have the insurance of not only keeping my drink cold in the summer, but keeping my drink hot in the wintertime when I sit back and relax with some hot chocolate. For up to 12 hours if I'm an overachiever. Not to mention this is one of the first bottles I've owned like this that has a straw, so that's an added bonus for gas mask wearing nerds like me. Links are in the description and the comments section for those of you who want to check it out too. So in recently going through my Steam recommendations, I came across Zombie Army 4 Dead War by Rebellion Games. Now, I've been a Sniper Elite fan for quite a while, and Zombie Army Trilogy was one of my favorite Left 4 Dead style games that has come out in recent years. I even played it to the point of unlocking every single achievement in the game. I've been keeping an eye on Zombie Army 4 Dead War for a while because it was initially an Epic Game Store exclusive, but it's recently come to Steam and I've been waiting for it ever since. However, my hesitation on purchasing the game was definitely warranted because after I glanced at the DLC list for the game, I was in absolute shock as to how much was offered for the game and how expensive it got to get the full experience. The grand total for the DLC plus the price of the full game goes to about $440 and some change. Honestly, looking at this, at first I thought this had to be some kind of sick joke. Because for those of us who have been on Steam for a number of years, the only other game I can think of with this blatant nickel and diming is Train Simulator, and its poor DLC management, which adds up to about $10,000 to get every single DLC for that game. Payday 2 also had this issue for the longest time, but after a few years they offered the Ultimate Edition with a good amount of the DLC included. But they're slowly inching back into that DLC trap with every new heist. However, at least with Payday, the content is at least partially worth the price of admission. Rebellion has always had this issue with gun DLC going back to Sniper Elite V2 with certain new weapons, like the STG-44 being locked behind downloadable content. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm completely fine with new missions and guns being included in one bundle. But when your DLC list is longer than the description of your actual game, that's when you have a problem. The issue is that while a lot of them are only about $6 or $8 a piece, this adds up over time. This is a complete 180 from the Zombie Army Trilogy experience, where all the weapons were there from the get-go. The updates and new characters were free of charge. I'm not going to sit on this soapbox and say that it's a bad game because I've never played it. I'm sure it's insanely fun because I've always loved the gameplay of the Nazi Zombie Army series. But what I don't understand is not only did Rebellion sell their souls to Epic Games recently by making Zombie Army 4 an Epic exclusive for a year, they're also picking apart the experience of their game into fragmented downloadable packs that just get ridiculous over time. I'm not ignorant of the fact that game development is difficult and you deserve to be paid for the hard work and upkeep you put into a game. But what that doesn't give you the excuse to do is nickel and dime your customers at every opportunity by fragmenting your game's experience into separate downloadable packs, and then a few years later release an Ultimate Deluxe Edition, air quotes, or something along those lines that includes everything, screwing over your previous customers. This is the same reason why I stopped playing Killing Floor 2. I loved Killing Floor 2 and played it from early access up to November of 2019. I stopped playing it when they started charging ridiculous amounts of money for new weapons added into the game, when previously all weapons were included in annual updates to the game. There are plenty of great games on Steam that are under $10 that you can spend hours and hours in. But Tripwire thinks that one new gun is worth more than that price. The passion of working on these games has honestly been lost to corporate nickel and diming and or just a disconnect between consumer and publisher. This is exactly why I have a love-hate relationship with GTA Online. It's insanely fun, but regardless of how easy it is to make money for some people, no new vehicle in the game should be the equivalent price of the full cost of the actual game in real money. I'm starting to completely understand why people mod the game online to give themselves money, god mode, you name it. And to be honest with you, I just want a full experience with worthwhile DLC that bundles a bunch of other things at one single price of admission. I've been burned by this ever since I mistakenly bought the Fallout 4 Season Pass with all the settlement DLC they shoehorned in, as opposed to story DLC that could have potentially been made. All in all, I'm sick of this new trend, and it sucks that some devs I used to really respect went down the drain. So be careful out there, folks. That's all I've got to say about this.